What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me doing the Heroes Arena guide for you guys for the Season 3 of Heroes Arena. There's a lot of changes with this Heroes Arena, guys. It is a lot more difficult as well going second, and so in this video, we're going to be doing the standard Master guide and Champion going first guide, and then later this week, I'll have the going second guide going against the Champion and the Challenger difficulty, but I wanted to make this video to kind of explain the mechanics, explain what you have to do, and then give you guys some team options that I would use going first that are going to be really strong when fighting the Heroes Arena. If you guys enjoy videos like this, definitely make sure to like and subscribe. Your boy Amazing is on the road to that 40k, so I would appreciate the likes and subs, all that good stuff. With that out of the way, man, let's hop in, guys, and let's kind of discuss the new Heroes Arena changes and what you can actually do in the actual fights nowadays. So as you guys can see, my rewards right here are already ready, as I've already done my Champion clear, but the moment I click this, it's actually going to claim the rewards. So you don't want to actually click this if you've done like just Master. Let's say we go into Masters, guys, and we beat it going first, because Masters is fairly achievable, I'd say, for all of you guys right here. If we're actually able to clear Masters going first, like putting links on all our characters and all that, and we actually do beat it, we out CC each phase and then we beat it, it's actually going to say the amount of coins you would get here would be the 100 coins, and then you would also get the boxes. So don't click this until you're ready to actually claim the rewards. That's the first tip I'm going to give you guys from the jump. So don't actually claim this. So once you're done, with all three of the floors, at the end of the video, you'll see that I have it all here. But I don't actually claim it because later in the week, I'm going to be doing a Champion or a Challenger guide just to get a little bit more currency, right? Because remember, guys, that in the shop, if we go to the exchange shop here, they are going to have 100 LR coins. But the thing is, like, if you were to do just Masters for 6 weeks in a row, you would only get 60. Whereas if you were doing Champion or Challenger, you could get all 100 throughout the entire event period, which would be great, right? Because that means you get the next LR, or you get the one that's out for this season. So yeah, that's pretty much the like setup I would recommend for you guys. So like, you can do Masters first. Just try to see if you can clear Masters, because it's a lot more difficult now, and we'll talk about the actual fights when we get to them. But it's a lot more difficult now when clearing, so I would recommend just doing Masters difficulty first, guys, because you're gonna get I'm not gonna claim the rewards, but you're gonna get, if you do it, you're gonna get 100 coins, yeah, right here. So 100 coins, and then you get the 5 boxes, which the boxes do give you 10 gems as well, same thing as the Champion boxes. The only thing is that you get less coins in total, right? So yeah, I would definitely recommend Masters. It's gonna be probably the easiest one. I will probably be making a Champion and Challenger guide later this week. I was about to say later this week. So yeah, look forward to that. But I did all my clears on Champion for the video. So you guys will actually see the runs on the Champion difficulty. But bear in mind, this all carries over for the Master difficulty, the Platinum difficulty, the Gold difficulty. But this is pretty much the setup if you're going first of what you do. Right, so yeah, that's pretty much the explanation for that. And then in terms of these seasonal buffers, guys, the Elaine actually is going to be giving a 10% all stats buff for this season. The seasonal buffers will add more characters as the season goes on, but at the very moment, the Elaine is the only one that's available, and I didn't even use her in my runs at all, so you don't really necessarily need her to do, like a full clear, even going first or even going second. So with all that out of the way, guys, now I can actually show you the teams and the clips. So let's actually move on to that, and I'll show you guys the gameplay and the teams. Alright, guys, so the first team that we used here on Heroes Arena was going to be the Demon team. Now, going first with Demons is going to be a very strong team comp, but you want to make sure you're running a variation just like this. So you want to make sure you have Blue Chandler. He is a must-have in my opinion. Same with Purgatory Melly and then Estarossa, and then Demon King is interchangeable. You can swap him out with the Nebula Zeldris, so if you have him, feel free to use Ominous Nebula Zeldris. He can be a replacement option just because he does increase the attack of your team. And then he does also have Infect, just like the Demon King does. But the Demon King is just obviously a better character because he gets, a little bit more damage on his cards, and he also gets that like all stats up and then the rank up. So yeah, this is the first team that we use. Just make sure you LTC. So when you're doing Master, you're doing Champion, if you can LTC with whatever you're running. So if you're doing Masters, you can run links. If you're doing Champion, you can't run links. So if you can't LTC Champion, I would recommend just going to Masters and do Masters 1, right? You do your full clears, and then when you're done, you can retry to do Champion and Challenger difficulty, obviously, if you want to actually go for that. But yeah, no, so this would be the team that I would recommend going first. I don't think there is a setup necessarily for going second yet, but it would be a different team comp entirely. So going first, guys, this is what you want to run. And in terms of the gear sets, just make sure you have HP defense on probably everybody, just so you can reach that CC threshold and out CC everybody. With my main account, I'm enough of a whale to the point where even without links, I can get above that 320k naturally, and with an attack crit set on Demon King. But like for most of you guys, if you have links on and you need HP defense to get to that 300k, then that's fine. Like do that, right? Just make sure you get your 300k. So this is the team that I'd recommend, and the reason why it's so strong is because you have Chandler with the block effect, you have the counter, you have the Purgatory Melee with the attack related up, and then also the damage reduction and the cleanse. And then Esterosa obviously going to build basic stats for the team, and then Demon King, as I mentioned, is going to be for the infect, and then obviously the all stats rank up and all that. So there you guys go, man. That's going to be the demon team right there. Now you guys can actually see the clip here. So unless there's anything notable I gotta mention, I'll let the clip just play, and you guys can see how I did with the demon team. But that's gonna be the demon team. Let's move on to the next team. Alright guys, so the next team that we actually used here was going to be the Archangel Goddess team. And the reason why we actually ran this was because Mael is going to be a character that makes the entire team stat unaffected by like the enemies that you're facing. So you are immune to stat lowers. So pretty much the way it works is that when you face the tier team, which you are going to face the tier team, you will have very little you know, stress to actually deal with. In the actual run though, you guys will see I do mess up against the tier, and that's going to be a misplay that you guys will see. But that's going to be a thing that, you know, because of the misplay, you can see how the other mechanic on Heroes Arena works, where you can actually reset the fight and then you're actually going back in. But yeah, pretty much the setup is the exact same team as kind of like the demon team, but you're pretty much running HP defense on everybody. And if you can run an attack crit set, run it on Mael, because he's going to be the one that you want for like a ton of damage. And then obviously the entire team here is just going to be, you know, the full goddesses. And then for the card set, you want to run the goddess card set if you have it, because it gives you an extra 9% basic stats, which is really big. And then, yeah, I mean, Sariel's here for the basic stat increase, Light Elizabeth for the basic stat and the heal, Margaret for the basic stats on the buffs, and then Mael. And then obviously, like, Margaret could be swapped out for, like, Tarmiel, but I do think the cleanse is very, very valuable. And then you could probably swap out Light Liz for, like, the SR Liz if you do want to get some, like, heals or something, or even if you have like LR Liz, like she's another really good option too. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be the team comp that I would recommend. And yeah, this will be the clip guys, so you can watch the clip, and if there's anything notable in the clip, I'll talk over that. But that is the team right there. Alright guys, so for this part of the video, I actually did face the tier team, and now the tier team is the main problem with a lot of these towers in this actually new Heroes Arena. And you guys will see that I actually did a huge misplay here by just assuming I could tank with the goddess team even against the tier right here. So this is definitely a big misplay right here guys, but as you can see, I go for the buff, I go for the AoE, and I go for the other follow-up AoE, and that was definitely a mistake because even though we got the damage reduction, tier just hits crazy damage regardless. It really doesn't matter. So with this setup that they had as well, they would do triple AoE, which is not ideal for this team. So you actually have to kill the tier turn 1, and that was the mistake that I did on this run, which you guys will see as I lose and then I get to restart. But the thing is with this Heroes Arena season is that because of the way it works with the reset, I don't have to reset my demon team that I just used to beat the first tower. We can actually save that team, and we can reuse the goddess team here, which you guys will see on this clip. So I'm just gonna, you know, have this clip play while I'm talking, but it's literally when I actually do the reset, and you guys can reuse the exact team you just made. So when you do the reset button, you go back to battle, and you go back to team, it has your team already saved, and you can redo that entire tower. So there's the rest of the tower though, guys. At least for the second one, this time I actually do win against the tier, so when you guys get to the tier, you'll see that. But yeah, man, so that's gonna be that, and we'll come back when we're on the final tower. Alright guys, so moving on to the second to last team here, we actually are using the, Heroes Arena Sins team. So this is the Sins variant that I ran. Obviously, this wasn't the best variant. I think Infinity Whirling could have been swapped out for someone else. But I decided to bring her just so that Bond does a little bit more damage. But pretty much the setup is an attack crit damage, LR Lostvayne Meliodas. We do have the Queen Diana on HP defense, Transcendent Bond on HP defense, and then we have the Infinity Merlin on HP defense. And we were running, I think it was the Sins card set. I think there is a characteristic. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, so this one right here, you can run this damage reduction card set, or you can run I think it's the attack up card set as well, because that one does increase your attack because you have two characters on the team that are human or unknown, being the Merlin and the Bond, so you can get a like 6% extra attack, which is also a pretty decent option as well. So that's pretty much the setup right there. But the reason why you're running this team, guys, is because you have Queen Diana for the taunts, Transcendent Bond for the HP related for the entire team. Merlin is pretty good because she applies the debuffs and can get you can get like stuns, and you can get like attack seals and all that. And she's pretty good, and she does have like really good tanking stats right there. And then Lostvayne obviously for the damage that you want, right, as well. Yeah, this team actually does lose later in the fight, guys, against one of the teams. I think it was against the Scotty tier team, but that's because obviously Transcendent Bond. So it was definitely just because I brought him on the wrong tower. I should have brought him on another one. But yeah, I mean, regardless, you guys will get the idea. When we get there, I'll show you guys the other team that we actually use. But this was the second to last team that we actually used for the run. Alright guys, and for the last team that we actually ran here, it was going to be this team right here. So this is the Ragnarok team, and I actually ran this as a last resort team to actually beat the unknown team that was last on the Tower 3, and then also the last enemy that I didn't beat, which was the Scotty variant. So with everybody on their HP defense set, so I actually had to give Deanne HP defense, and I had to give Brunhild an offset HP defense. We were actually able to get that 320k because Tyr was the only character that was on an attack crit set, but everyone else being on HP was able to LTC the 320k. Remember that you guys are probably doing Masters, so LTCing Masters is only 300k with links, so that's definitely achievable. But yeah, so this was pretty much the setup, and all we really did was we just AoE'd with Tyr, and then we just followed up with some single targets. So very straightforward team comp right here, but it only works going first, remember, so you want to make sure this team is going first if you're going to be using this to actually win the fight. So that is the last team right there, guys. So now I'll talk with you guys when we get to the end of the video. Alright guys, so that is the guide right there for the Heroes Arena Season 3. Let me know in the comment section below if this video is helpful, guys, but that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a great rest of your day.